What's up, everybody? Trey Griggs here with Standing Out. So excited that you are joining us today. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there. We appreciate you stopping by. Be sure to check us out at betaconsultinggroup.com and see how we're helping companies just like yours tell their story. Messaging is so important when it comes to sales and marketing, and that's how we're helping companies. So go to our website, click on that button there to schedule a call with yours truly. Tell us your story. We'll help you write yours. We are excited to work with you on that. While you're out there on the internet, make sure you also follow us on social media. You can follow me at TreyGriggs24 or find Beta Consulting Group out there as well. Engage with our content. Let us know what you think, and we'll do the same with you as well. Also, as we get the show started today, got to say thank you to our sponsor for making this possible, our good friends over at SPI Logistics. Listen, if you're a freight broker or an agent or thinking about becoming an agent, if this is on your mind, and especially if you're tired of all the back office stuff, make sure you check out SPI Logistics. They have the admin, finance, IT, sales, technology, everything that you need to be successful, to allow you to really stay in your lane of what you enjoy doing, working with customers, booking freight, those types of things. Check them out at success.spi3pl.com. Good friends up there in Vancouver, British Columbia, success.spi3pl.com. And make sure you tell them that you heard about it from right here on the show, from myself, from Standing Out. Good guys up there. Love to talk to them. Speaking of good guys up there at SPI Logistics, on the show today, this is one of my favorite shows that we have on Standing Out because I get a chance to have somebody from SPI join us on the show today. So very excited to have my good friend Cole Mikulik on the show today. He's a new agency owner for SPI Logistics. Everybody give it up for Cole Mikulik on the show. Cole, what's up, brother? How you doing, my friend?
Not doing too bad. Trey, yourself?
Dude, you got a good song. I like this. Little Seven Nation Army.
Oh, yeah. Can't go wrong with them.
Can't beat that, my friend. How's everything up in Vancouver, British Columbia? And don't tell me the weather's great. I don't want to hear that. When I was up there,
it ain't raining. How about that? It ain't raining. We're Vancouver for a reason, man.
Oh, man. Vancouver's so beautiful, man. I honeymooned to Vancouver, British Columbia. I've been there several times. Got to see you guys a couple months ago up there this summer. I couldn't believe it. I was in Vancouver in July. It's like the best time of the year to be in Vancouver, and it rained both days that I was there. What is up with that, man?
Yeah, we get weird weather here on the West Coast, man.
I
had all over the place.
I had plans to go hiking, man. It was just, so excited to do that. I'm gonna have to come back up. That's just how it's gonna be. I got to come back up and see you guys and do all that.
100%.
All right. So before we get the show started today, first of all, thanks for being on the show, man. Appreciate that. Do you prefer a coffee mug or a water bottle? Are you a water bottle guy, coffee mug guy? What do you prefer?
I drink too much coffee, so I think the coffee mug's going to be the way to go.
All right, we'll send you a coffee mug. We appreciate you being on this show, so we'll get that out to you today. But definitely appreciate that. All right, so let's get into you a little bit, how we got connected. First of all, thank you guys for sponsoring the show. We love working with you guys. Love your team over there. I've had a chance to meet so many of you, so thank you for sponsoring the show. That's how we got connected. I was hanging out with your dad, Mike, and lo and behold, you were at a show and met you, and then got to see you up in Vancouver. So
I guess that's pretty much how it all went down at TIA, right? Down in Orlando. And then 4 months later, hey man, how's it going? Yeah, I'm in the office and started
part of the team.
Down from there, right?
That's right. So talk about your evolution to doing that. So you're now an agency owner. So now you are building a freight brokerage essentially as under the SPI label. Talk about that evolution. How did that come to be? What were you doing before that, and what led you into this path?
So I've been in freight brokerage pretty much since I got out of school. So kind of always knew I wanted to do this, but never wanted to start out like, go on my own and not really know what I was doing. So first time ever doing freight brokerage, I was down 5 minutes down the street from my house, was hole in the wall brokerage, 100 calls a day. That's all they wanted. Not even
pound the phones.
Pound the phones every day. Not even, where do you guys ship? It's, hey, we'd run California to Seattle, this amount, this is what we do, and just hang up. I didn't even send my emails. So they just wanted me to get emails and they'll send them all off. And then it trickled into more of a true 3PL. And then from there, just went into different areas of mom and pop shops to Fortune 500. And then I got into heavy rigging and industrial super loads and everything. And I've always kind of never left the industry. I thought about it before, but you can't leave.
We all think about it. That's pretty common. Everybody kind of thinks about it from time to time, but it's a great industry.
It is.
It's sustainable. I tell people this all the time. As long as people have to wipe their butt, there's always going to be transportation because you got to get that toilet paper to the store, right? I mean, that's not going to change. So it's a great industry to be in. So you were working at a freight brokerage. How long were you working there?
So I've been at 3. So each one
Okay.
I've been at about 2 and a bit years.
Okay.
And then I just kind of wanted to progress my career. And then my last one, situation arose and I was like, all right, let's do this now. Let's start an agency. I'm like, I have no family really. I live on my own. I don't have a whole lot of expenses. Why do it now? Then push it off another 5 years. And yeah, so that's where I am currently.
Here you are. That's right. So 7 years of experience, then you became an agent for SPI. Looking back kind of at the onboarding that you've had here recently, do you think you could have done it sooner? Like, do you think 2 or 3 years would have been enough experience to jump in, or are you pretty happy with the fact that you've had about 7 years?
I never look at it. I want to change my past because then you look at it the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
100%. I could wanted to start this sooner if I could, but I'm super fortunate for the experience I got and learning best practices and being able to attend these conferences and networking. And overall, I think the 7 years was good. But if you are comfortable and you are eager to grow something, you can do it with not a whole lot of experience.
I'm with you on that. I love that answer because I wish I had become an entrepreneur a long time ago, but every experience along the way led me to this. And I think that's the way that it works. I don't know that I would have been a very good entrepreneur or maybe not as good as I am now. I'm not great now, but I think I'd have been worse if I'd have done this earlier. Yeah. Every experience helped me grow and learn something that is going to pay off. And so I love that perspective. You can't really change the past. It makes us who we are. So
yeah,
that's for sure. Speaking of who you are, so if you weren't a freight broker, it's a fun fact you shared with us prior to the show, you'd be a personal trainer.
Yeah.
Is that right?
100%.
Yeah. So big into fitness. What kind of fitness do you like to do? There's a lot of different ways to do fitness. What do you focus on?
So I did CrossFit for a while, and then so that was fun. And then I got really into more goal setting, more wellness for me, day-to-day diet, and then more strength training. So I was big into strength training for a while. I'm not a tall guy, so I was able to do a lot of more powerlifting. And then I think that just whole keeping healthy was a big mindset for me. And when I was younger, training people was always a big thing for me. I always loved a goal of somebody being able to be a part of that and help them achieve something. So
you got that coach inside of you, help people out, help them achieve their goals. I love that, man. That's awesome. Yeah. So and powerlifting has so many benefits that people don't realize. Yeah. It's really great for your back, for your core, which I got to be honest, as I get older, I'm feeling it more with my core kind of losing the muscle. So I've done CrossFit before. I've been so tempted to go back and do it again. It's just hard to fit in the schedule because my kids are all over the place. Yeah. So I know it's an excuse. It's an excuse, Cole. I got to get out of that. But anyways, that's kind of where that is. You also played hockey growing up as a kid, right?
Yeah, I did. I played since I was a little kid. I played and then did a lot of drop-in hockey, beer league, and then when I was in high school, I played that, and I was captain, and I was MVP, and did that. And then after I graduated, I coached them for a little bit for 2 years to get volunteer hours. So, and then now I'm a little sore and rusty that I don't think I can get back into it too much. So I kind of pushed that to the side, but hopefully I can get back into it a little bit later.
Okay, what is beer league hockey? I'm not familiar with this.
Just more drop-in. It's just a bunch of guys. I don't know.
Like my age, like older guys?
Not even. It could be my age and a little bit older who don't want to play professional, but they want to play on the weekends or weekdays, and they get
they just can't give it up.
Yeah, so they just go and play, and you get a trophy out of it, and in the locker room after the game, you have a couple beers. Like it's
like slow pitch softball down here. Like slow pitch softball is what we do for the guys that played baseball. They still want to be competitive. Yeah. They want to have a good time and they want to drink beer afterwards. Okay, I got it now. It's like slow pitch softball. Perfect. Exactly. That's a great analogy. Excellent. Well, that's good to hear. Awesome. So here's what you got to do. Every April, so April, the last weekend of April every year, we have our Tough Mudder Charity Challenge where we raise money for ALS, and we do a 9-mile, 30 obstacle Tough Mudder. And we got to get you on our team. Got to get you down here, participate in the Tough Mudder. You in?
Oh, I'd be in for that. 100%.
Beautiful. I'm going to send you the information. I'm taking your word. It's on record here. We have receipts, everybody. Cole's been going to be in the Tough Mudder. It's a phenomenal event. Last year we raised $12,000.
Oh,
for
wow.
ALS pay, and it goes directly to ALS patients. So some people raise money for ALS research, which is definitely important, but
Mhm.
we raise it for patients because it's a very expensive way to die.
Yeah.
And so we just give the money to them so that they can have the accommodations and the technology they need, like communication devices and stuff. It's all expensive and it's not covered by insurance. So this year we're looking to raise $30,000 in April of 2024. It's going to be it's a big lift, but we're going to get there.
Oh,
So
I think so. 100%.
love for you being on the team, and that'll be great. Okay, I don't want to sidetrack the show. This is about you. Let's talk a little bit about your experience now with SPI Logistics. You've seen brokerage from other brokerages from that
Mhm.
perspective. You've seen SPI from like your dad, his role in one on the leadership team with SPI. What was it about this that you're like, yep, I want to be with SPI, and I want to? And what's that experience been like? Talk about that.
A big thing for me was going on my own and having a company who was willing to take a risk on somebody kind of going on their own for their first time, not really like foot in and out, and then guiding them, but not being guided the whole way because you got to make your own risks, right? And reward. So here and having a team 24/7. I'm located up in Vancouver, so I'm close to head office. So it's nice being close, building relationships with agent support, accounting, senior management, and leadership. And I think more so what drew me to come to SPI was I don't have to meet a quota, which is nice. I'm my own boss. I run my own show. I get to service the clients how I want, be how big of an agent I want to be. And the flexibility was a big thing. And I think the culture here has been phenomenal, and people actually believing in you has been a big thing. And just the relationships with other agents that I have been phenomenal. And I'm so thankful for being able to be a part of this.
Yeah, I got to meet a lot of the support team when I was up there. I got to interview a lot of them, and I could just see the passion that they have for
Mhm.
helping the agents succeed. It was just abundantly clear that they enjoy talking to the agents on a regular basis, even when things are going good, not just when there's problems, but even when things are going good,
Yeah.
helping them to achieve and do well and allowing them to stay in your lane. So now you get to focus on the customers, on selling your service, selling the freight, those types of things. Can you imagine what it would be like to start a brokerage from the ground up, having to do all that yourself, register, get insurance, get technology, just all the, payroll, all the burdens that go along with that? Can you imagine trying to start that way?
That starting now a brokerage is probably one of the hardest things to do because being reputable is such a big thing, and cash flow and being able to pay
Cash flow is really hard with new freight brokerages.
that
Yeah.
is one of the biggest things, because if I don't have enough cash flow to book this load, I'm gonna look bad on some what are they called, auditors, and they're gonna be like, he doesn't pay on time, you're not be able to grow. So not having to worry about what I gotta pay, just knowing that I gotta service my clients and book loads
Right.
is super nice, and not having to invest in a TMS. That
That's
is
very
huge.
expensive. It's a huge cost. I mean, I think that's why a lot of freight brokers start with either the free systems or just a
Mm,
spreadsheet. But you're right. Without cash flow, you piss off a few carriers. You're chasing after money from customers, which just takes up time away. It's just hard to
yeah,
grow that way. The agent model, the more that I've looked into it, it just seems like such a great fit because, like you said, allows you to stay in your sweet spot and not have to deal with all the crap,
yeah,
and not having to have a quota. You can do as little or as much as you want. You can make as much money as you want. Like the more agents I talk to, especially the ones at SPI, the more they're really happy. They're just incredibly happy with the life they've been able to create,
yeah,
which is incredibly hard when you're running the whole show, when you're running the whole brokerage.
100%. And the work from home is nice, and I just like not having to worry about, all right, I'm getting paid every Friday, direct deposit hits. How sweet is that, knowing that every Friday you
Oh,
get a
you guys pay every Friday.
yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I knew that or not.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's one of the nicest things, not knowing it's like, oh, I gotta wait 30 days because I'm gonna get the profit from this load. They take the risk, they bet on you, and they support you. Like, the support here is unmatched. Like, I can't speak more highly about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. What's it like working with your dad? Let's talk about that. Ever
Uh, well,
do we
it's
want to talk about that?
I'm trying to build my own thing, right, and go off my own path. But he's been awesome at supporting me and seeing the goal and just kind of directing me, but also letting me do my own thing, which I'm more than happy with.
No, it was fun. When I was up there in July or over the summer, we had a chance to talk about you and about what you're looking to do. I know he's super proud, so it's pretty cool, and you guys get along really well. But business with family can always be a little tricky. We'll just say that, but we'll move on from that. Talk to me about this. What's been the biggest challenge, the biggest kind of hurdle that you've had to overcome as you got started here as an agent?
Believing in myself. That's been big. Not feeling scared that, all right, I didn't book anything this week, because you got to understand, like, you're building something. Yeah, I had a couple clients follow me over and I'm getting by, but the unknown of what I'm taking home each week, and it's my effort that I put forward, it's scary, but it's also nice because it pushes me out of my comfort zone. But one of the things that's scary is getting clients with the market. It's tough because there's a lot of brokers out there these days. There's a lot of people that are doing what we do, and relationships are key. They don't happen in one day. They don't happen in 15 days. They don't happen in 30. They happen in months or years, and it takes time. So I understood that a year is going to be rough. It's going to be a grind, but you're moving along. And now I'm kind of like, all right, I'm starting to see traction of some stuff. So, but just the overall, like, not having anything and going on your own is pretty scary.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, you're essentially starting your own business, and keeping the long game perspective when you have short-term needs is always the challenge to
Yeah.
do that. Just knowing that if you just do the work, a year from now, 2 years from now, it will look very different. But sometimes that's hard when you look at your bank account and go, "Oh goodness, what's going on?" But I'll say this: if you can get this thing up and running in this market, Cole, I mean, you'll be great, because this is one of the tougher markets we've had in a long time. And it may get a little bit tougher even in the next couple of months before it flips. But again, you come through this market with some new customers, man, it'll make it a lot easier in a year to get customers through that. So I think you're actually, if it's me, I would prefer to start in this environment and figure this out than the people who started in 2021, where it was super easy and now they're having to figure it out. I think I'd prefer to start in this one and go through the boot camp, if you will, right now.
100%, 100%. I think one of the biggest selling features about being an agent is you are the one that they keep in contact with 95% of the time. You're not passing them along to a customer service rep and then an account manager. They deal with you. You're the one who provides the service to them. And I tell them, like, I'm a one-man show. I'm like, this is what I do. I'm not everything to everybody. I'm like, I am here to, like, be your right-hand guy. And they're like, what? They're like, you don't pass me along to a customer service rep? I'm like, no, I am your customer service rep. I book your loads. I talk with my drivers. I'm all of it for you, except AR, AP.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That kind of stuff. Leave that to those that are good at that kind of stuff. I'm the same way, like with my business. The one thing I learned early on was that I have to find people who compliment me so that I can stay in my lane and get rid of the things that I'm not good at. Because I could take time to learn those things, but it'll take time. It won't be done as well. And it's not life-giving for me. So it'll hurt the other things. Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, you have to know where your strong suit is and then build around that. And that's the great thing about the agent model, is you can really stay in your lane, like I said, and build around that, and it's already built in for you, which is phenomenal, which is great. Did you go to the agent conference that they had in the spring? Were you a part of that?
No, I wasn't part of that.
So next year is your first agent conference.
Yeah,
correct?
Hopefully.
That's awesome. I know. I'm so excited for that. I get the opportunity to speak at it, which is going to be great, and awesome. Meet all the agents. So we'll be first timers together. It'll be my first time at the annual agent retreat as well. So that'll be good. All right, Cole, we got to pause for a second, because on the show, we always like to have a little fun. And today we got a fun game. So it is time for this or that. All right, Cole, here's how the game works. We're going to throw two items your way, kind of a 50-50, and you're just going to have to tell us which one you prefer. So it could be like, mountains or beach, and which one you prefer. So are you ready to play?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. The first one is this. Are you a free appetizer or a free dessert? If you could have one or the other, which one would you take?
I'm a big calamari guy, so free appetizer.
Ooh, calamari is good. Yeah, that's good.
Very good.
I do like the appetizer, but at the same time, I'm also a sweet tooth guy. So free dessert does not hurt either. I could go either way on this one.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Okay, next one. Next, this or that. Are you a Coke or a Pepsi guy?
Oh, Coke all the way. Specifically Diet Coke.
Specifically Diet Coke. You know what's funny? Some people are really territorial about this. Like my wife, for example, she won't drink Pepsi at all. Like literally, if you go to a restaurant and she says, "Hey, can I have a Coke?" and they say Pepsi, okay, she's like, "Nope." She just won't even have it. I'm not quite that way. I try to stay away from soda in general, but I'm a Coke guy as well, and I'm a Diet Coke. You know what's really good with Diet Coke?
Lime.
Grenadine.
What?
Ooh, lime would be good. Lime would be good too. Grenadine's cherry. It's like a cherry Diet Coke.
Oh, okay.
You should try that sometime.
Yeah,
Lime
that's
is good
something new.
too. Lime is good too. But if you go grenadine, and it makes you sound like you have a drink if you don't want to drink alcohol, you can say, "Hey, I'd like a Diet Coke with grenadine on the rocks, please." And it kind of sounds like you're drinking something.
Oh, man.
People don't know what grenadine is. All right. Anyways, all right. So you're a Coke guy. Okay. All right. Next one. Ooh, hot coffee or iced coffee?
Ooh, iced coffee. I'm one of those people.
Are you a frou-frou coffee drinker? Do you like the like? Are you a pumpkin spice latte kind of
No.
iced coffee? No. Okay. All right. You just like the cold coffee.
Yeah, black with a little bit of cream on ice. That's all I like. I'm simple.
You want a fun fact about me, Cole? I've never had a cup of coffee. Not one.
What?
I've never had a cup of coffee. This energy that you see, it's all natural, baby.
Oh man,
I don't. Can you imagine me on coffee? That's the problem. Can you imagine me on coffee? That's why my wife doesn't even offer it. She doesn't even let me touch it. Okay. All right. Next one. Would you pierce your ears or pierce your nose?
is there like a third one where it's like no? I couldn't do anything, but if I had to, it'd probably.
If you
be
had
my
to,
ears.
if somebody said, "Hey, you got to get a piercing," where are you going to put it? You're going in the ears.
Yeah, it'd probably be my ear.
I'd probably do the same thing, even though I think a nose ring is really cool. I'm a big fan of people with nose ring, but typically women with nose ring. Guys with nose ring, it's not quite as cool, I don't think. But women with nose ring, yeah, I don't know.
Shady area.
No offense to any of the guys out there with a nose ring on. No offense to that, but I'd probably go ear. Yeah, so good. Okay, last one, final one. Are you a magic wand kind of guy or a genie in the lamp?
I was big into Aladdin, so I'm the genie in the lamp.
Oh, nice. I was big into Aladdin too. Let me ask you a question about Aladdin. Which one is better, the original one with Robin Williams or the new one with Will Smith?
Oh, the original one.
Yes, thank you. That's the right answer. Yes, my kids do not agree, but that's because they grew up with the new one with Will Smith. But I think that Robin Williams in the original Aladdin is one of the most epic performances in cartoon animation movie history. So
100%.
Big fan of that one. All right, well, that's cool. I like Magic Wand too. I'm big into Harry Potter, but I got to go original Genie in the Lamp with that. All right, well, that was this episode of This or That. Thanks for playing. All right, hope you enjoyed that. Okay, also, we like to have a random question of the day, just something weird. Listen, this question's so random, Cole. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's a good question or if it's going to be a dud. Could be funny, could be serious. Who knows? Let's see. Today's random question is, what mythical creature would improve the world most if it existed? Oh, wow, this is deep. Oh, man.
I'm not into all that kind of stuff, so I don't.
Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say unicorn because it would make so many kids happy. Like I'm going unicorn. That's what I'm going to say.
Unicorn, I think, is a fair answer. Make a lot of kids' dreams come true.
I think it's solid. Plus, if you drink the blood, you never die. If you go Harry Potter, I mean, just whatever. So
I'm trying to think. Mermaid.
Yeah, mermaid would be good.
Yeah. I think making my sister's favorite movie come alive would be good for her.
Can you imagine if you're on the beach and literally a mermaid like jumps up onto a dock with no legs but a tail? Like, wouldn't that freak you out a little bit?
Just a little bit.
I mean, a unicorn wouldn't freak me out so much because we're used to seeing a horse and just putting a horn on. It's not terribly crazy. But a mermaid might freak some kids out a little bit, even though they've seen Little Mermaid. That I don't know. That maybe kids would welcome. The adults would be like, "What is going on?"
It's like, get away.
I don't know. Okay, so we're saying unicorn and mermaid. I like it. Those are good. Those are good answers. All right, that's not a bad question. A little deep. Not a bad question.
Yeah.
All right, so Cole, let's get back to it real quick. Question for you personally: do you have a motto that you live by? Is there something that you start your day with each day, or something you think about a lot, especially as you think about how scary it is to go out there and try to get customers, try to grow a business? Do you have a motto that's really kind of you've held on to?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely, if you don't do the work, you're not going to get any results. So that's something for me. It's like, all right, not all the work you put in is going to be great, but any work you put in is going to benefit it. So even if it's a day where you get 30 no's, who cares? You're still doing the work. It's being consistent. Consistency is key. And that's something I've picked up every day.
I love that. That's great. There's a quote out there on social media right now of somebody saying, "Don't be upset about the results you didn't get. from the work you didn't do.
Yeah,
which I think that's a pretty good one. There's another one that says that successful people work really, really hard and then are afraid that they're being lazy. Lazy people don't work hard and then wonder why they're not successful.
100%.
Like there's some good things to that, and just putting in the work, I think, is what it's all about. Being consistent and getting it done, because the results come. Back in the day, I don't even know how old you are. I'm not going to ask you, but back in the day, there was a pitcher with the Dodgers, the Los Angeles Dodgers, named Oral Hershiser. Does that name sound familiar to you?
Nope.
Okay. He was a Cy Young winning, World Series MVP pitcher for the Dodgers. They won in '88. He used to always say, if you focus on the process and not the results, you can't help but be successful. And what he always meant by that was, I'm going to just focus on making the best possible pitch I can make, but I can't determine if a batter hits it or not. Like I can't do that. And so I thought that was really valuable. Just put in the work. Don't worry about the results. They'll take care of themselves if you're doing the right things. And
100%.
That's really, really powerful. Cool. All right. So last question. Anything new coming up for SPI Logistics? What's next? Are you guys going to some shows? It's trade show season starting here in about a week and a half.
I personally ain't going to anything. I don't really know what everybody's doing, but I want to try to attend a couple shows for myself down in Vancouver here, but for long term right now, I think it's more so focusing on growing this right now. I got to put my time and energy into something right now.
Yeah, maybe next year will be a different answer when it comes to that.
Hopefully TIA again. Hopefully TIA. I can make that this year.
That would be a good one. Technovations down in San Diego is going to be good. Well, let me finish then with this question. I'll give you an alternate question. For somebody out there who's thinking about becoming an agent or maybe a freight broker that is just tired of all the back office type of work, what kind of encouragement can you give them about your experience at SPI and them getting started?
If you've been successful making a business for somebody else, you'll be more successful making it for yourself. That's all I got to say. I
love that.
The leap of faith is the hardest thing, but you will be able to do it. That's the thing. If you've done it once, you can do it again.
What's interesting is I think you're absolutely right about that. I've got a lot of friends in the industry who work for freight brokerages and do very well. Like they're the gross profit that they're doing for the customer each month is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars of gross profit they're making for these other brokerages. But they doubt if they can be successful on their own. And I think to myself, man, if you can do that for them, you'll definitely make it on your own. And
salary.
It's the salary. I'll tell you, the salary is the drug that forces people to forget about their dreams. I heard that quote one time, and man, that really hit hard. It's like the salary they give you is the drug to make you forget about your dreams. And I'm one where, man, I want people to bet on themselves, I want people to take a chance on themselves, because I think you get to experience true freedom in life. And once you have that, you don't ever want to go back. I've said this before, Cole, there's not a job, a position, or a salary out there that could take me away from what I'm doing right now, because I'd rather figure out these problems and have that freedom and earning potential, whatever it is, than to go back to that and have to deal with all that again. So I agree with you, man. I hope people will take a chance on themselves, bet on themselves. And if you're going to do that, everybody, make sure you reach out to SPI to do that. We might as well plug it. Go to success.spi3pl.com to learn more about that. And who knows, you might show up at an annual agent conference with Cole someday. You never know about that. Cole, thanks for being on the show, man. Really appreciate you coming on and sharing your experience and spending time with us today.
Thanks for having me on, Trey. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you real soon.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, everybody, make sure that you come back for what we have in the future. We got a great show every week for Standing Out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We got Word on the Street on Fridays at noon. And if you're up for it, set your alarm on Monday mornings at 6 a.m. Central Time for Iron Minds. It's a workout podcast with my good buddy Hayden Allred. We're going to get our minds right, get our bodies right, help each other out. That's 6 a.m. Central every Monday, Iron Minds. And until next time, we will see you guys real soon. Oh, quick shout out to my friends over at Navix for the great swag. This shirt is awesome. Love it. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate that. And until next time, we'll see you guys out. See you later.